Today we're going to be learning about the Calvin cycle. What does it do? Does it do things? Let's find out. And before I get carried away, the Calvin cycle is a light independent reaction, which means we're doing this at night. The first part of the Calvin cycle is carbon fixation. So we start with this 5-chained carbon atom called RUBP, and that's like our base. They become fused with one carbon atom that's here, and that comes from the atmosphere. Once it fuses with the RUBP, it becomes unstable and breaks apart into these two halves of PGA molecules. Next is the second part, CO2 reduction. Using ATP and NADPH from the light-dependent reaction, our two PGA molecules become two G3 carbohydrates. The consumed ADP and NADPH become ADP and NADP+, and return to the thylakoid where they can be replenished. So at the end of this, one of the two G3P molecules is saved for creating glucose later. The last part of the Calvin cycle is the regeneration of RUBP, which, if you remember, was our base 5 in the beginning. Using ATP from the light-dependent reaction, our now remaining G3P segment is converted back into RUBP, and the whole process happens again. But wait, G3P only has 3 molecules remaining, and RUBP has 5. How does 3 become 5? Well, there's one part I haven't told you yet. The Calvin cycle is actually happening 6 times all at once. So now the numbers on this graphic should be beginning to make more sense. Instead of just one chain of 5 RUBP molecules, there are 6 chains. But back to the question. How do 3 molecules become 5? Well, the 6 chains of RUBP split up into 12 chains of PGA, which eventually become 12 G3P. Remember how I said one G3P chain is set aside for glucose production? Well, it only takes 2 of these chains to make a full glucose molecule. That means there are still 10 chains left. Let's break that down with simple math. 10 chains, each with 3 molecules, means we have 30 molecules. 30 divided by 6, or 6 Calvin cycles, equals 5. How many molecules does RUBP start with? 5. So long story short, as long as only 2 of the 12 chains are created to use glucose, there will be exactly enough molecules to restart the entire process. And that is the Calvin cycle.